Uh, Good afternoon, church. I'll try to keep this quite quick because I know it's a bit over time. Um, all right, just a brief intro about me. My name is Joel Wong. I just finished my second year in electrical engineering at Southampton, and I'll be flying tomorrow back to Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. So the first time I heard of NMC was actually through my senior Nicholas. Back then, that COVID was in full force, I remembered. So back then, Nicholas invited me to join their student ministry online sessions. When I joined the first Bible study, I was really scared because I was familiar with Bible studies, but I didn't. Back then, the Bible studies that I had were, let's just say, the Bible studies that I joined in student ministry, they were very thorough in their approach with the text. And then they also make it an effort to point to Christ. But the previous Bible studies that I attended were lacking direction and without, it's just more of what you want to, what you think instead of what does the scripture says. So with that, I've been joining more and more sessions and increasing my knowledge in the scriptures. And I think the pivotal moment was when Uncle Sito had his apologetic session 101. It wasn't the apologetic tips that I took away. But I remember that session as being important as it was the first time I've heard the gospel of Jesus Christ being recounted to me fully. At that point, all the pieces fit together. Like, sure, I have vague ideas. I am familiar with all the scriptures, but all the parts fit together, and I see how it builds a single coherent narrative that points to man's sinfulness, how we all fall short, and how God has sent His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, so that He may die on the cross, so that we may be reconciled to Him. More and more, and even when I come to NMC, I'm still grateful that especially to the student leaders for the sessions they had throughout the year, so that I can grow in not only grow in my understanding of the scriptures, but also how do you apply what we learn from the Bible into our daily lives. I appreciate what the student leaders had done in terms not only building our understanding, but also trying to make discussions about sanctification, trying how do we live our Christian life a priority in our discussions. Having said that, I'm really thankful. First of all, I want to thank my various DGs. First and foremost, my first DG under Nicholas, Irene, Kevin, Vanessa, Emilia, and Ian. They were my first semblance of community when I came here, because back then it was during COVID and it was really hard to make friends. And then they were the first ones who I kind of hang out with. Second was my DG, Dominic's DG with Matthew, Mark, and Ian. Thank you especially to Dom, who always bring me out to makan. And then also the various student leaders. Really grateful especially to Ernest, with his effort to disciple me, and also Bernard, who is not here, who actually spent hours just to help me in my Christian life. Also, thank you to Pastor, because for spending time with us students, I kind of appreciate just being available for me to share my thoughts. Also to shout out to Uncle Pan and Auntie Pan. Back then, I was stranded in Johor because COVID, I think. So it's very hard for me to fly back. So I'm very grateful that y'all open up the central lodge for me to stay. Yeah, and I think Auntie Lin Angote, last time y'all reached out to me for Christmas dinners, I think. Christmas dinners. Thank you again for reaching out to me when I'm still stuck here. Just a final advice. I think especially there's no and advice especially for students. Make use of this opportunity that you have. The Christian community you have. University time is one of the most pivotal moment in your life. It's time to gain new experience, learn new things before you get out into the working world. And with the Christian community that you all have here, it's good to surround yourself with them so that you encourage one another and build your own understanding in scriptures, and also to encourage your Christian life. And for those who haven't yet, I will highly encourage to join discipleship groups. And finally, I think as I depart here, again, thank you once again to NMC for the very hospitable community. Hopefully we see each other once again, but even if we can't, we still can have a reunion up in his holy house in heaven. We can be assured because because just as Jesus Christ died and resurrected, we can join him in his resurrection. That's all from me. Thank you.